We all need to find the child within. We all need to take that kitty litter and turn it back into a sandbox. We've all been taught this. Like when I was younger, truly when I was young, it was children should be seen and not heard. And it was women get to speak second. And that stuff still goes on today. So the reality is that we've also been not taught to teach or respect our children as God-given spirit gifts that come and mimic everything we do to help to give us a second chance to find our inner child. If we would teach that before anybody would ever have any children, and that everything is a frequency, and that the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you drink, the way you think, women, you have all the burden, okay? Men do about 2% of the job when it comes to the child. And that's the truth. I don't know, you must have decided to do that. But the reality is this, and people aren't gonna like this, and I wasn't even gonna talk about this, but it just seems to come out. Then I get in trouble. Just know that 99.9% of all of the dysfunction and conditions that babies have when they're born wouldn't be there if the parents loved themselves first and foremost and loved each other second and knew what a real whole plant-based keto diet is, a healthy diet. And also, whether you believe it or not, couples always are at each other. What if they were not couples anymore and they were spirit beings on a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure called planet Earth, where everything down here is trying to kill you? But think about it. Look how healthy we are. And all the systems are trying to kill us. And look at how healthy we are. Just think if we became conscious of that. I'll tell you something right now. If I was the king of everything, I would have every teenager, anybody that was thinking of having children or getting together with someone, okay, I would have them go through our pain-free pregnancy course. Because understand, if you had unconditional love for yourself, that's all you would teach to your children. And if your partner had unconditional love for themselves, you wouldn't be going, you're responsible to fill my heart, I'm responsible to fill your heart. Don't tell me that in every relationship you ever had, that within a year you're going, do I give more than she does or he does? You were supposed to fill up your own heart. See, we got screwed from the very beginning. We don't even know what love is. Love is first a personal issue. We tell our children and we show our children unconditional love until they walk and talk and they act like us. Then they get punished, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so that's got to stop, and that's not going to stop, but I'm going to try and get it out there as much as possible. Eventually, we have what's called a pain-free pregnancy course, and eventually we will have it around the world. The reality is this, that's where it all starts. If you had unconditional love and care for yourself, you'd have a perfect day. I have a perfect day every day. And do I hit bumps in the road? Yes, but when I hit a bump in the road, I don't speed up to see if I can jump it. I slow down and find out why it's there. If I've got a quick right hand or left hand turn, okay, I slow down before I make the turn so I don't flip. And understand something, I already go 90 miles an hour, if you haven't noticed. But I go 90 miles an hour, but I stay connected to my breath. I'm going to tell you something because I'm not scared of anything. I had somebody come on today. Right now, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know why the explosion, but last night I had 120,000 new people just come into my Facebook in one night. So, but that's good and bad. Because one out of probably about every 6 people are saying, go kill yourself. You're toxic. You're this, you're that. Love them anyway. Let me tell you something. There is so much hate right now. Okay, so the hate meter is right up as high as it's been since you've been alive. People are losing it this fast. When I get done talking with Jim Gill of Food Forest Abundance and with Brent, who invented something that will not just save the bees, but save human beings. We're going to do a 15-minute conversation with these two gentlemen. We're going to talk about something, and that's called turbo disease. We have never had turbo disease before. As of this morning, I am writing up a document that's going to be stating if you have stage 3 or 4 inflammation, which they call cancer or a life-threatening illness, it is your responsibility to heal yourself. We will provide the courage, the strategies, and really try to instate the faith that you had when you were younger in your body, in your healing and loving yourself. But the responsibility for healing yourself will be totally yours. How does it feel to live on a planet that says that there is no hope for all these different illnesses until Big Pharma decides, till the government decides? And then people go to Big Pharma and they do all those things. You know the things? How about chemo? How about radiation? How about all kinds of surgeries? How about being on all kinds of drugs? And then they come to me. I do have the best nutraceuticals, and I know I do. I'm willing to be challenged anytime. I've got the best energy medicine. I've got the best strategies, but I am not God. I am not Jesus Christ. And you need to understand something. I go in with all my heart, and then if somebody passes away and they spent money on me, I'm a money-grubbing son of a bitch. And that's all I've been getting the last 2 weeks. I'm going to tell you something. I don't care. Love them anyway. But I will tell you that that document is going to be signed. It's going to be on my Facebook. And any of our products that are the most revolutionary, healing products that I know for the human body, that document will be right there so that everyone who doesn't want to sell it will leave my website and not give me a penny. Because money does not come first with me. I have been called so many names in the last month, and I cannot have another person tell me to go to hell or go screw myself or you should die. You know what? So I'm going to put this document up there because understand something, and I'm going to just state it, and I'm not upset because the whole thing is a setup. Come to me, get me to help you, and then hate me. Isn't that beautiful? And guess what? I hate East Indians. I hate Chinese. You know what? It's all about that. Who are we going to hate next? I hate this religion. I hate that religion. You know what? You take a look at your hearts and who you hate and understand that's all they needed to do. 250,000 of them, 8 billion of us, and we can't get our love together. We can't love ourselves enough without picking on each other. I'm putting it out to the world. Don't you dare come near me. Don't come to me. You think I'm a money grubber. And if you think I do, I'm just going to erase you from my platforms. I used to leave them there and then just hide the comment. They don't even know me. They think they know me. Do you know what? I had a guy on there named Kevin from Australia, and I hope he's watching. And he said that I killed this person. Understand something. I get it. You're angry. You know what he said? You gave false hope. No. We try to get them back into having faith that, guess what? That which created the universe has always loved you. And that for you to get rid of all guilt and all shame and unconditionally love yourself in this present moment and own it is the only thing that's going to heal you. Listen to me. All my nutraceuticals are the best I can find. They bring in a vibration. But I can't get past guilt. I can't get past shame. I can't get past you're a sinner and you need to go to hell. I can't get past that. I can't help it. And if you're coming in and you're saying, guess what? That which I believe in will save me. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. Then I don't want to work with you either. If you're not going to teamwork with your God, your creator, okay, and you don't believe that you have a hand in this, and that your belief systems don't create your dis-ease, out of ease, out of harmony, out of alignment, you know what? Just keep your Keep your negative stuff from now on. All I want to do is give unconditional love and care here, and if I could do it for free, I'd do it. But you don't even understand what I'm doing. I spend millions on my practitioners. Do you know why? Because my practitioners come to us, okay, and they will take a course. And then guess what? And then you're going to go, well, this guy's definitely a fraud. And they'll come for 23 days, and then a lot of them will go home and set up, and they'll start working on people that other body workers work on and won't give a money back guarantee, and they will. And I back it. I back it. I'm not angry. I'm putting down the hammer here. I'm putting down the thunder of God, because that's what we have to do. You better stand in your power. If you believe in yourself and you believe in something and it's not going to harm somebody but help somebody, you stand in your power, because the masses are going to come against you. Yes or no? Yes. So understand that. And if you decide to love and care for yourself, don't think your friends and family aren't going to come for you. And they don't mean to, but on an unconscious, subconscious level, it threatens them because your beliefs are different than theirs. You know, all we needed was 2% of the population to fall in love with themselves and the rest of the world. And you do know the matrix would crumble. 2%. And that's actually a fact. We are so far off of that. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop. I am not going to stop. Oh, I'm going to tell everybody what you're really like. Oh, really? I don't even know what I'm really like. Every day I'm trying to discover that. Whether you want to believe it or not, you're trying to get back to your spirit, which is a piece of God, the minute you get here. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to find complete alignment and harmony. I am not religious. But I know that I'm a light energy, electrical magnetic being. And understand something. I am not above anybody in this room. We are all equals. When people call me, I want them to call me Daryl or Doc or whatever makes you feel comfortable. But don't be nervous. Call me like as if you live next door. Okay? Because it creates anxiety in both of us. And this is what they do. They make you believe that another human being has authority over you. And that I have authority over you. And if you don't talk properly and you disrespect me, I'm coming for you. That is the most insane thing. You can cry, you can laugh, you can quiver, you can tell me a lie, it won't matter. I will just understand that we're in survival mode until we're in thriver mode, and we won't be in thriver mode until we love ourselves unconditionally, and most people will never experience that in their lifetime because their husbands won't let them. It's very rare that a wife will not let a husband fall in love with himself, but that's happening too. And there's somebody in the room that's happening too right now. And the reality is this. If we're brought up that I'm responsible for your love and you're responsible for my love as a couple, okay, and then you start loving yourself, then I have no purpose and I feel threatened. And all you had to do was understand that if your partner started unconditionally loving and caring for themselves, then the burden's off of you, and now you can start focusing more on yourself and learn how to love and care for yourself. And that's all that the Creator ever wanted for you. You know, I apologize if I offend you. But my Creator is an energy source that I don't even know what it is. And if I saw it, I would probably have a heart attack, and be a puddle on the floor because I couldn't understand the brilliance. But most people, and I'm not trying to disrespect you, and then I'm going to let this go and I'm going to bring Jim on. But most people believe that the Creator of everything is just spending its time, his time, usually they say it's a he, his time watching us to see if we're good or bad, and if we're bad, we're getting it. And understand something, I'm not going for this BS, dysfunctional belief system. Do you actually think that somebody's going to come down on this planet and not be a liar, cheater, druggie, alcoholic before they find themselves? Let me tell you, your parents are adulterated. They send you to a school that was put together by the Rockefellers. Help me, please, help me. Okay? And then there's many, many religions that are based on guilt and judgment. And there is no justice on this planet, but you think that as a child, I'm not going to lie and cry and justify, okay, and try to hide out from my parents and the rest of the world. Seriously? By the time I was 8 years old, I already said that was it. My father was a born-again Christian pastor carpenter. Go believe that one. And the reality is this: I was called the devil child. I was living in Broadhagen, Ontario. They called me the devil child because I said, God, if I'm going to hell, I'm having fun. Okay? And I'm telling you right now, I had fun. And the good thing was I could always run faster than my father because his boot was going up my butt. And I gave my dad a hard time. I wish I could take a lot of it back. But then I wouldn't take any of it back because I would have lost my spirit. I've always been in trouble. And you're going to get in trouble. You're going to get in trouble if you don't conform to the norm, if you don't follow the herd and get hurt. So you need to understand that, okay? And you know what? Either I'm going to step into a Braveheart position and love you anyway, or I have to stop working. I have to stop working, okay? Or I continue to work and I hate you. You see? It's just a setup. So here's the test. What if God said, I'm going to give all the powers to be to the psychos, and there's only going to be probably 250,000 of them that will always run the planet, and we'll see if 8 billion people can ever love themselves and each other. It hasn't happened yet. And we've never been any sicker, but we are going to be sicker. I hope you know 30% of the population is leaving. We will be down 30% of the population in 5 to 10 years from now. And you're going, well, he doesn't know anything. That's right, I don't know anything. I don't know that everybody looks like they're going to blow up. I don't know that most people are on drugs, street and otherwise. I don't know that people drink alcohol every day. I don't know that people eat 100 times more sugar today than they did in 1900. I don't know that 85% of the population is pre-diabetic. I don't know that the next major disease is called diabesity, which is obesity. It leads to diabesity, and then you're going to get all the other things as well, because it's an inflammatory problem. I don't know that you have issues in your mind before you have them in your body, and those issues you have in your mind are belief systems that have been force-fed into you by not just your parents, by the whole time you're at school, by your teachers, okay? And they weren't teachers, they were programmers. Don't tell me about teachers. Oh yeah, there's teachers that I really loved and had a beautiful heart, but they weren't allowed to teach or train, they had to program. So don't give me that stuff either. And understand something, I'm wide awake, okay? And don't tell me, and it doesn't matter if 100 million people come after me, I'm not going back to sleep, thank you. And I'm not going to hide out either. I'd rather be one day being free, okay, living in the present moment, having no fear, and loving and honoring, respecting myself for trying to stand up for people than live another 20 years like the majority, scared crapless, in survival mode, not enjoying yourself and just hoping somebody's going to come and save you. You think about that. I'm not going to keep it intense today. I just want you to understand that guess what? If you want the same, you're in the wrong room. Don't disrespect me because you think I'm disrespecting you, because it doesn't match up to your beliefs. But meanwhile, why'd you come into a room? You already know that I'm a quack. I'm dangerous. I'm after your money. Oh, wait a minute, I know why. It was free. Today's lecture was free. Please don't let your subconscious rule and school you anymore. Put your hand on your heart before you decide to hate someone, judge someone, especially yourself. You know, the invisible jail is worse than the physical jail because you don't even know where the bars are. And for God's sakes, whatever your beliefs are, whatever your religion is, if it's making you feel totally free and that which created the universe only has unconditional love for you, I want to get some. And if it's not that, please don't try to sell it to me. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Unless you can give me something that's higher vibrational than unconditional love, because that's what we say God is, and then the next second he's judging us. So make up your bloody mind. And your mind is bloody because it's on fire, because you don't know up from down, in from out. How does it feel to always live your life and not know whether you're good enough? All right? Let's bring on Jim Gale and understand something right now. You're going to struggle if you want to get back to the authentic self. Oh, well, wait a minute. You're already struggling, so you might as well struggle and get something out of it. And guess what? Whether you want to believe this or not, and I'm not going to get into it in great detail because you'd have to come to my whole life coach course. So, and that's not a pitch. But the reality is, just so you know, I'm not buying any of your stories. Look what they've done to you. I'll buy my story. That the whole universe is a PlayStation game. And guess what? Just as your kids love their game, and guess what? They will, I'm not going to say die, but the character will get wiped out and they get to start over all the time. Okay, well, let me ask you a question. Would you like to be recycled? Or would you like to advance in the game? And if you think that advancing in the game is going to get you there by having guilt and judgment and shame and dishonor and greed and lust and all this other stuff, good for you. Because the only thing that's going to get you advanced in the game is unconditional love. Why don't we just take a look at a 2-year-old, and then we could understand that we are looking at the genius of a human being. If I go to a party and it's full of adults and I see a kid over there playing on the ground, even if they're playing with a ball of lint, I'm in. Because unless you have and are creating something new every day and beautiful, you have no imagination. And you need to go back into your dreams, your passions, your purpose, whatever it is that you gave up a long time ago and made that sandbox into a kitty litter. I don't want anything from you. Whether you believe it or not, there's enough people that know that my products are the best. And there's enough people coming to my courses. We don't allow more than 25 people in a course. I'm not one of these guys, but if I could get away with it, if I want to dilute my conversation, I could bring 1,000 people into a room, charge the same amount of money, and if I just stay more with the herd conversation, I'll get away with it. But because my conversation is so off kilter that I can even keep the class down small to try to really go in and give personal growth, and I'm going to hell. So understand this. I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep going. So I get it. Only 1 out of 10,000 people are prepared for something like me. And I'm not telling you that I'm right. I'm just telling you I'm happy. If you want some of my happy, that's great. But I'm not telling you I'm right. I didn't tell you I was right. I didn't tell you I was the way, and definitely never follow me. I don't want any followers. You'll find that out. Is that the truth?
Yes.
Don't follow me. If you're not working on finding your authentic self and saying, I'm going to take your work, Dr. Wolf, and I'm even going to do better, and I'm going to take all of your work and I'm going to put my name on it and take yours off, and I'll go for it. Grab that surfboard. Make it yours. Why do you want to take 45 years like I have to get to this point? Take all of my stuff and get there in 45 minutes.
Hallelujah.
Don't allow the world to tell you that it's copyrighted. Don't allow the world to tell you that it wasn't yours. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If you were to unleash the genius inside of you, you could write better than me. You could take that and go farther and do better. Let's bring on Jim. He'll be more calmer than me. Understand something. If you've got a powerful message, you have to also let people know that you're holding the line. I didn't tell you to come. I didn't tell you to believe. I told you to believe in yourself. I said work on self-care and self-love. What's that got to do with me? I've got the biggest free self-care, self-love library in the world. I don't want your thank yous. I don't want your credit. This is what we should be doing for each other anyway. I only humble myself down in front of one thing, and I do it every night at about 3 o'clock in the morning when it's quiet, because that which I humble myself down to whispers, and I wouldn't be able to hear it out here. But the only other thing I do is I stay in the present moment and try to own it, because if you're not in the present moment, you will not have any point of power, and you will be full of fear, you will have anxiety, and you will be judging yourself. So everybody smile, because guess what? I just want you to understand something. They want you to believe that you've already been condemned. You're all just beautiful. We all came from the same place. You came down and you bought into whatever story mommy and daddy had, or the school or the church you went to. I'm not buying into any story. I'm writing my own. Oh, now you're really gonna go to hell, Daryl. Okay. This is the stuff I get. Just because somebody's been telling a story for centuries doesn't make it right. Just because somebody said something for the first time and you'd like to murder them because it's coming up against your beliefs doesn't make it wrong. And I'm not telling you I'm right for you. I'll tell you what's right for you. Falling in love with yourself, shining that light on your family, your friends, and showing them that you will not go to hell if you unconditionally love yourself and others, and observe instead of judge, learn instead of burn, expand consciously instead of physically. That must be my call. Okay, let's get Jim. Okay, and thank you for joining me. And I hope that you walk away feeling more peace, but more excitement, more enthusiasm for yourself more than anything else. I hope you walk away today not going, oh, I can't wait to tell my family, because I don't want you to tell your family anything. I hope you walk away today telling yourself that you are beautiful, and that you're completely off the hook, and you'll never put yourself on the hook or allow anyone else to ever treat you like a piece of meat again. Call Land of Plenty.
Hello.
Hey, my friend.
Are you in it?
Are you on it?
How do I get on? Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Now I'm going to bring you over here so that the platforms can see you. And do you mind if I give you a little bit of an intro?
Please do. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Just know this, everybody. I am honored by this man, and he may not want me to say this. His name is Jim Gale. Okay? He runs Food Forest Abundance. He's been coming on, and I've known him for a few months. And understand something. I'm sitting there with Lori 2 days ago, and finally it clicks in, and I'm going, oh my God. You know how they want to put a 5G box on every corner so that you can have free Wi-Fi to fry you out? Well, guess what? He wants every lawn to be a food forest, not a garden, that naturally grows. Oh, we lost him. Okay, 1 second. And see, then people would come on and go, oh, it must be the elite, but it probably wasn't. Okay, it was probably just the Wi-Fi. Okay, 1 second. Try again. He has bad service, maybe, because our service is good here.
I am back.
Okay, so anyways, think about this. What if you could grow food and hardly do any maintenance on it? Because there's people that love gardening, and then there's people that don't really like gardening. I'm not a gardener type. My grandmother had an acre garden, okay? And I did love it then, but my passion is other places. But the reality is I'm going to have that. In Texas, we're trying to get a fulfillment center, and it is about 9,000 square feet. And I want to make the whole thing into a food forest. And that's in Texas. And the reality is, if you all took your garden, your lawn, okay, or just part of it, and made it into a food forest. And guess what? And let's say everybody, their front lawn, because how many people do anything with their front lawn? Nothing. If you actually made your front lawn into a food forest, people would walk along, and if they're hungry, they would eat from your lawn. Think about it. If everybody made their front lawns into a food forest, guess what that would do? Are you ready for this? That would be unconditional love in the world. And understand something. I can yak off and get Mr. But guess what? If we were to all take our front lawns and make them into a food forest, and it said right on the lawn, take what you want. Take what you want, because there is enough of everything on this planet. There's enough of everything. It's always going to be a lie, and you fell for it. Take it away, Jim. I'll be quiet.
Hey, thank you, brother, and wonderful to connect with everybody. We are redefining revolution. The ultimate revolution is not with guns and bullets and the military-industrial complex. The ultimate revolution is when we decide to take our health back, our freedom back, and it starts with food. It starts with the thought, the decision to be free and healthy, to live with faith and courage. And once we make that decision, then the next step is, the next question is, how do we become completely free of the chains that bind us? The poisons like fear and scarcity. My friends, we don't have a population problem in this world. In fact, I was just chatting with a friend of mine yesterday, a very wise man who's writing an article, how the world can support 20 billion people. Now, guess what? We could support 20 billion people in the United States alone if all we did were take the poisons out and use our resources wisely. We've got close to 900 million acres of farmland in the United States, monocrops that use poisons and chemicals instead of natural solutions. If all we did were take half of our lawns, we'd have over about 44 million acres of lawn.
44 million acres of lawns.
If all we did were take out the poisons and turn half of our lawns into the food forests, the Garden of Eden, regenerative edible landscapes. And I'm not talking about everybody becoming farmers, like Dr. Wolf said. I'm talking about everybody simply planting fruit trees and berry bushes and sweet potatoes and perennial crops. Maybe have a little chicken house with 4 chickens. Maybe you have enough room for a tiny little fish pond and you have several types of fish in there. If that's all we did, and we are doing it, my friends, then we would reverse, we are reversing deforestation and mass extinction and cancer.
We're going to do it in our lifetime. We will do this in our lifetime.
Yes. And we will do this starting now. Like, that's the beauty of it. It's happening exponentially right now, right? And just in 30 months, we went from one full-time person, me, to now we are helping people in almost 54 countries and every U.S. state. It's so simple, so logical. And the next question is, how do we scale this so it goes even more rapidly, right? Because we are in the big one, right? This is the Great Awakening, the Ascension, the Apocalypse, which simply means lifting the veil, the big one. And it's time for all of us to be leaders, starting in our hearts and minds, and then in our actions.
Jim, can you tell, are you still there or did you lock up?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell everybody what your website is, how they can get involved, and what you see for your future?
All right, our website, we have 2 websites. One is foodforestabundance.com, where we have a team of designers, permaculture designers. Permaculture is an agricultural design science that takes the guesswork out of growing food the easy way. And it's incredible. It's basically modeling after nature, or some people might like the perspective of God's design, which to me is the same thing. Nature, in all of its glory, has all of the solutions to every problem that we face. Not chemicals, not these industrial complexes that produce patented goods that destroy immunity and create fear and scarcity. Right? So anyway, foodforestabundance.com. We have designers waiting to talk with you, and we will talk with you at no charge for 30 minutes and answer all of your questions about how you can grow your own food. And then we also are not only talking about this, we're demonstrating it all over the world. And if you want to come to Central Florida, we have an off-grid community called Galt's Landing. That's GALTS landing.farm. And we are completely off-grid with over 200 types of edible and medicinal plants. When I walk outside my door, there's food everywhere. There's butterflies and birds and bees. We have produced 30 pounds of honey in our first year. We have chickens and ducks and turkeys and cows. And the maintenance that goes into this system is minimal because we use permaculture design. So we are inviting people from around the world to come visit us at Galt's Landing. And then here's another super fun part. We are helping other people design their own homes, their own land, to be completely off the grid and to create demonstration and education centers all over the world. If you want to not only live completely healthy and free, to live in abundance, then get a hold of us and we'll help you do that. We are on a mission and it's a lot of fun.
When you're living your passion and your purpose, it's fun. When you are told to go get a job, well, how is it?
Just over broke.
Jim, what else would you like to say before you jump off and be with your family today?
Well, I want to say thank you, Dr. Wolf. We are very excited to be collaborating with you and working with you, playing with you to open up healing centers and to shine a light on the incredible work you are doing. I was fortunate enough to experience your techniques, and wow, like, and by the way, what is this called when you take off? Did you call it? It's not. What was that called? I've been trying to explain it to people.
Well, first of all, everyone, we don't go in and remove scar tissue. We restore the invisible energy, blood, and lymph to your tissues. Remember, people only get sick because of the absence of light and proper circulation. When you restore the circulation to any part of the body and restore the energy, which people don't like when I say this, but the spirit to flow, because the reality is we could be outside trying to make a phone call to somebody in here, and if the walls are too thick, you're going to lose them. So even invisible energy cannot flow through displaced calcium and scar tissue. If you open that up, and we do it with using a Cellsonic, we do it with using a cardio bed, but mainly non-surgical, our elbows, and you open that up and you restore the flow, you restore the circulation. We are not getting rid of anything. Remember something, nobody heals the body. People only bring in the what was missing. The love, the frequency, the light, the nutrition, that is it. There are no healers. There are people that use strategies and tools to give you or your cells or your body or your mind what you had when you came, but you lost it.
Yeah, it's so fantastic. You can feel it. Like, I can literally feel the difference in my body in the places that you work. So I want to say thank you. And I want to invite everybody that's here to share this with your friends. And this is how we change the world, my friends, when we achieve mass adoption of the most logical thing we could ever do. And that's love ourselves, love our land, and become stewards again of this beautiful planet.
So Jim and I are doing the same thing. It's called Stop Treating, Start Training. Stop treating, start training. What if every practitioner said, I will treat you, but I will only continue to treat you if you allow me to train you on what I do so that you can train others. Okay? Jim?
Yes, absolutely right, my friends. It's individual responsibility at scale that is going to get us through these next few years. And on the other side of this storm is going to be paradise.
Thank you, Jim. And we'll be talking to you this week, my friend. God bless.
God bless.
Thank
Ciao.
you. Thank you.
Where is he located at?
Guess where he is? He's 4 hours from here, St. Cloud.
So could I?
You can go up there, and guess what else? He didn't tell you because he's not boastful. He has Airbnbs up there, and you can go up there, and he has a beautiful lake right there where you could go and fish. It's got crocodiles in it too, though, but that's fine. Just don't swim in it. And he's got his whole food forest there, and then he's also got his electroculture, which, are you ready for this? And I know you can go, yeah, well, I was there, I saw it. So anyways, I was there when he had some people coming and doing electroculture, where you take the copper wire and you put it on the rods, you put it down into the ground, and then you use crystals. Well, you know, when they were doing the spraying of the skies, which they don't do, but they do, okay? Believe it or not, on his whole acreage, none of them were there. It was on the outside of his acreage that it wasn't coming above him.
That's so cool. Does he use the crystals?
I actually had a video. I had a video of it. What?
Does he use the crystals too?
He uses the crystals, and he uses the bamboo with the copper. Yeah, that's what he does. They teach that, and they'll be doing a lot of different things. So, anyways, he asked me if I wanted to come there and open up my clinic there. So, I was going to open it up in Texas, but now I'm going to be going up there, and we're talking, and I might be opening up the Doc of Detox training center and clinic right on his property. So
It's just for you guys that didn't hear. It's foodforestabundance.com.
foodforestabundance.com.
And what was the other one he said?
Galt. G-A-L-T.
Galt, yeah. And so it's really beautiful. You come into St. Cloud, and then he's right at the end of a road, okay? And then when you come in, well, it's just a really beautiful place. It really is.
That's near Kissimmee?
It's St. Cloud. So it's, Orlando.
It's what, 20 minutes from Orlando?
Yeah. It's right there next to
My
Orlando.
hometown is in Orlando. I just drove back.
What?
My hometown is Orlando.
Orlando, yes.
And I called Jim a few months back. I live in a studio. And I said, what can I do?
Yeah.
And he said, use your windowsills and do some microgreens. Best you can do for now. So
And guess what? But microgreens are the most nutritious foods in the world, and broccoli sprouts are the most nutritious of all of them. So, if you were to just make a like take this much and then blend up the broccoli sprouts with maybe some 50% organic apple juice and 50% structured water, and you blend that up, it'll be taste, because you don't want to take fruit juices in at a full concentrate. It's not good. You know how children always get fruit juice when they're young? Well, nobody's thinking, because that's how you make them into alcoholics. Yeah, that's how. Well, you have to understand that. That's why there's Halloween. That's why when it's a birthday, you poison them with sugar. Okay, we're getting them ready to be alcoholics and drug addicts, and that's what it's meant for. I mean, if you're on a planet where the government didn't have an internal government called the psychos, and the reality is that's why, if you notice that every time your family gets together, you all poison each other when you celebrate. And if it's your birthday, you try to kill yourself so you don't make it to the next year. I mean, think about it. We're programmed that way. I'm not trying to pick on anyone. I mean, you start to wake up to this, that every time a child goes to a birthday, they get sick right after. Well, yeah, I guess so. You just gave them a pound of sugar. Hello. Oh, you know what? If you're good, mommy will poison you. So, we're very programmable. And that's because people don't realize it. And in the course, I'll go into it a little bit. But 150,000 years ago, the human brain was re-engineered. And people don't know that either. And then they're going to go, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Oh, yeah? Then how could they get away with this? How come I'm the fraud? How come I'm the big mouth? How come Jim's the fraud, the big mouth? Right? Because it's easy to program a human being. Yes or no?
Yes.
Unless they're connected to their breath. And the only time when you're connected to your breath and you realize you're breathing, nobody can pull your pants down. If you know you're breathing and you have a slight smile on your face and connect to your breath, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, you won't do any dumbass things.
I like that.
Right.
That's the key.
And use your words carefully.
Yeah, use your words carefully.
So.
All right. So how about let's be amazing and see if we can get our friend on. His name is Brent. He's going to tell you all about it, and we're going to talk. You remember how they told us that it's the end of the world because the bees are dying? Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Not. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. Oh, let me just say this too, and then I'm going to leave it alone. There's always something you want to say, Daryl. So the reality is this. I'm going to, when I get done with him, remind me, and right after him, I want to do this, okay? So a friend of mine sent me this, and in Texas, they sent it home to all the children in the schools. Okay, are you ready for this? So we have one sector, which are the freedom fighters, saying that at 2 o'clock, you want to make sure you turn your phone off on Wednesday, on the 4th. And if they don't do what they say they're going to do on the 4th, they'll do it on the 11th. Now, I'm not telling you that to say they're going to do it. I just want to show you the game here. It's just a game, guys, so don't take it personal. So the reality is the freedom fighters are saying that if you keep your phone on and you did this thing to yourself, and guess what? That technology has already been invented. It's called pulse magnetic wave force. And the reality is that will actually turn on this if it's in this. And it will turn it on, not turn it on, but turn it on to turn you off. Now, the reality is that's already been invented. We already know it. That's real science. Whatever you want to do, don't believe it, don't really care. Because you know what? Your job is not to fight with people and get them to believe anything. Do you get that? Mind your own business. Okay? I mean, I come on here and I say it, right? But I'm just laying it out on the table. You know, it's a menu. Pick what you want. Don't take what you don't want, right? So then guess what? Wait till you see when I read this. It's telling all the kids to leave their phones on, but it might be a little noisy. Okay? And it's just an emergency alert test. When's the last time we did that? And we did it for that length of time and left it on. Okay, listen. Everything you know is a lie. Except one thing. You are beautiful. You are amazing. And that which we call Creator has never judged you ever, but said, wake up, keep your imagination, and love yourself unconditionally when you go down there, because it's a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure. And let's see if we can have all these systems trying to kill you, and you can unconditionally love yourself and all your brothers and sisters and move on to the next level. Well, what else are you going to do for eternity except work your way to different levels? Remember something. I believe that it's all just an adventure. You know, and I really will bring him on in a second, but think about this. Think about how invested you are at this word, disease, dying, death, divorce, debt. How am I doing? People don't die, they pass on. You don't lose friends. You allow them to be them, and then you go find something else. I've lost so many friends by changing. You didn't lose them. You found yourself. Yes, the way you've been taught to talk. How much more suffering are you going to do for family? Because every one of you have been programmed through the generations. The more you suffer, the more you are a good, loving human being, family member. Yes or no? Sure. Tell me I'm lying. Just tell me I'm lying. Stand up here and come up here and tell me. You don't have to show your face. Come here and challenge me. This is not about you being broken. This is not about you being stupid. This is about you being programmed. And you waking up to the program and saying, I can beat this matrix. That's all. Okay, let me see. I hope I can do this on this phone. Might have picked the wrong phone. Waiting for the host. I am the host. Yeah, I can't even show up to my own thing. Okay. 1 second.
Do you need to watch out?
I'm just hoping it might be, this phone might work. Okay. Okay. The host, which is me, is not showing up. 1 second. Call Brent on WhatsApp.
Which one?
Okay, 1 second. Call Brent on WhatsApp.
Goodness gracious. Ooh, thank you.
Thanks for your patience, everyone. I'll get there. Where there's a way, there's a will. And that's the thing, you know. The more that the world stresses out, the more calmer you have to become. Did you get that? Mm-hmm. There's the whole trick. Isn't that the trick? So the more stressed out your family becomes, the more calmer you need to become. I can't do it. Yeah, I'm going to WhatsApp right now with him. Just gotta find it. Did you ever notice that the more that they actually, well, I call Brent the mover. That's not gonna work. There. The more that they actually create things to make our lives easier.
The harder it is.
Yeah,
It's like adding another room to the maze.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to use another phone. Call Brent B.
On it. Calling B. Brent.
Bam. Now if he picks up.
Hello.
Yeah, let's go on WhatsApp. How's that?
On WhatsApp.
WhatsApp video. Do you have that? Because somehow I can't get you in. Okay?
No, I don't have the WhatsApp video here.
Oh, you don't have that either.
No, I can't. If I click in, it won't come in.
Click into what? My Zoom?
Yeah, you want me to try it?
Well, have you not tried it yet? I can't get into mine, so hold on.
No. Let me try it. Let me try it. I'll just see what happens. I didn't try until you called, right? So,
Yeah, okay.
always shows my face. Join. Just a second here. Okay, I'm just clicking. Just going to where you are. Waiting for the host to start the meeting. It's saying you.
It's great.
That's what they said.
Let's go, Dr.
Okay, just give me a second. Just give me a second here. 1 second. Give me 1 second, and if not, we're gonna have to get you on a little later. Call Rafa on WhatsApp. But you don't have WhatsApp?
Not on my computer. I have it on the phone.
Well, that's what I want to do, is call you on WhatsApp on your phone.
Well, you can try it, I guess, if this isn't working.
Okay, it's not working. I'll try it. Thank you. I'll call you right away. Call B. Brent on WhatsApp.
WhatsApp didn't find B. Brent.
He doesn't have it.
I can't get on any of yours on my phone. With what? Oh, really? Yeah. What that pains me. I tried.
It's not going to work. Okay. All right. Okay, everyone. I'm going to have... What? What?
You know that? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my cell phone number is not this number. Do you want my cell phone number?
Well, that would be great.
Yeah, because I got your number. 416.
1 second.
I got, whoops.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
416.
Okay. Yeah, 416
460
460
3965.
3965. Thanks, buddy. I'll try it now. Okay, 1416.
460. 3965.
Yeah, that's where I am. Too many good things. I forgot to take them out. I don't use that. Just do it. No. Okay. Paper. Do you want some of it? To share.
Call Brent Magnetic on WhatsApp.
Calling Brent Magnetic calling with Knudsen with WhatsApp.
What? That won't matter because I can't get in my own Zoom. It won't let me in.
Maybe she can invite you.
Take somebody.
What is it?
Let's try this.
Oh, he's the one with
There, we're good.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi there.
Okay, let's do this. You want to come on?
Can you see me or what?
No, I can't
What
see
do I
you.
gotta do?
Well, it should be
Just
saying,
a second.
there you go.
There you go.
All right, everybody, we get it.
Hey, there you are.
Okay, all right. 1 second. Okay, everybody, this is Brent. If you want to come and sit closer, if you cannot hear, you might want to move up here. You're quite welcome to do it. Now, before we start, if everybody could stop talking, that'd be great because they're not going to be able to hear back there. And can I have that, love? Can you grab me that little jar? That one, yeah. Thank you. Okay, all right. So anyways, I'll start it off and then Brent will take over. 1 second.
somebody's calling.
Yeah. Not now. Okay, so right off the bat, how disturbed was everybody when they said that that was it with 5G, and now that 6G, they've got 6G's out already, just so you know. But the reality is that the bees weren't going to survive. They're dying everywhere. Okay, this is the end of the world as we know it. Without the bees, we're gone. And you know what? I want everybody to try something. Try not having a reaction. Do you know how often that the end of the world was coming for me? My father was a born-again Christian pastor. So the end of the world was almost every day for us. And I'm not putting him down or that down. So understand that. But the reality is this, okay? Remember YK2?
Yes.
Okay, I could give you a million other ones, okay? The Russians are coming. The Chinese, the East Indians are invading. Okay, okay, all right. There's curry everywhere. Oh, listen. Understand something. Just stop it. If you all just relax and breathe, you'll understand something. The game is fair, okay, when you don't tear yourself apart with their BS, their belief systems. Look at how many times that you have died in one day. My God, just get it over with. You know what? When do you want to start living? Not surviving, but thriving. You can't thrive until you understand that everything out there is BS. Now that doesn't stand for belief system, that one. That one's got a little stink attached to it. So understand something. So here's the deal. A friend of mine, Bob Conley, says, well, Daryl, I met this guy and, you know, Bob was the one who actually did the most heaviest research and the greatest documentary ever done on Tesla. And he says, yeah, I met this guy in Collingwood, and I just happened to be in Toronto, and I was going to be going to Barrie to teach a course, and Collingwood's only like 40 minutes away. And a guy, he's a kind of a crazy guy, you know, but they all are. And he lives out in the bush. He has no teeth. Do you have teeth? Okay, anyways, he doesn't.
I got him replaced.
Okay, so anyways, guess what? How the story goes? This magnet here, we call this, okay, I call this, okay, the Pure Wave Chiromagnet. If anybody knows how I used to use a plate, well, how would you like to use one of the most powerful magnets in the world and use it like when we do the plate technique, which I'm going to show here today, and how to open up your occiput and generate more information, communication, circulation in your spine and your occiput, okay? Now, but guess what? I'm going to get to it. You can put this in your fridge and your fruits and vegetables will last days longer, maybe 7 to 10 days, up to 14 days longer. Okay, you can put your food on top of this, your plate, and it will decontaminate it. And what was the percentage on that study?
Depending on the pathogen, but up to 80-90%.
How's that? Is that good enough for you? Okay, so now you can put it under your pillow if you've got tinnitus or you just want to really help to balance your brain. Okay, so you can put it on your pillow, or you can put it anywhere on your body where you're feeling pain. Oh, but wait a minute, Daryl. Guess what? Does anybody know that they're using this on pets, and pets are going crazy over it? They're putting it underneath the pet's pillow. And understand something. I want to do a study with Brent, because our products, we use a lot of them with dogs, and Debbie can talk about that today, and cats and horses. And the reality is I bet you that if we put this magnet under a pillow, 3 pillows exactly the same, and then wait for the dog or the cat to go on, and he'll pick the pillow with the magnet on. And then we'll switch the magnet out and we'll put it under a different pillow. And you watch. It's the same thing with structured water. When we give structured water, we did structured water, distilled water, reverse osmosis, and then spring water. The pet will always go to structured water. Okay, so anyways, so now what about the bees? Because that's how it all started. When they put these, for one thing, when you guys buy these magnets or you buy this honey, I'm going to open up this jar of honey for you. Everybody can have a taste. Do we have a little spoon?
I'll find something. Yes.
Well, look at your fingernails are long enough.
I can just give you a scoop. Only have 10 though.
Okay.
No, I'll find something.
Somebody's gonna get some leftovers.
Okay, so this honey, I know that you've had honey before, but you've never put this honey in your mouth and hold it there. It will dance around your mouth. The energy, the healing energy in this is beyond. I'll have Brent explain why it's so high, but guess what? So when you buy the honey or when you buy the magnets, they supply beekeepers around the world with free magnets, because beekeepers take it very personal about their bees. And you know that beekeepers live longer than anybody else on the planet because of the vibration of the actual bees from their wings, the frequency they give off. Yeah, didn't know that, did you? So bees are very healing, but when you put these magnets into even the beehive, and the beehive can be up against a 5G tower, you know, bees don't live long, but the reality is at the end of a season, instead of having half the colony dead or half or more died, or the whole colony, okay, it's doubled the colony. So now we, through the psychos trying to kill us and the bees, okay, Brent came up with something to actually double the colonies. So now they got to split the colonies and get 2 for 1. Whoops, sorry, Brent. You almost fell on your face. Okay. Anyways, Brent, take it away. Here's the magnets. And here's the honey, everyone. And everybody that's on Facebook and Instagram, you won't be able to taste it. So, there. Go ahead, Brent.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Okay, good. Well, I'm going to start off with, I'm going to get right to it here. First of all, thanks, Daryl. So good to see you. I just got back from Vegas from the chiropractic, and There was chiropractic, and then the veterinarians were in on beside us there. So all the animal people were in, and you were talking about in the pillow. They actually had their dogs stealing the cell from their other compadres' beds and taking it to theirs. Right? They have all this documentation that we're going to do. It was hilarious. They were stealing the cell for themselves from the other beds. Right? So. But anyway, that was the story. I just got back from that. But what I'll do is I'll slip into, we just finished from the beekeepers right out of the field what's going on with the cells. So listen to some of this. I'm going to read this to you. So here's some of our beekeepers. Jackie and Yan, they have 20 hives. And what we do is we split half their hives with the cell and half without it. So here's what came back. With the cells in it, they were very gentle and docile. They swarmed and they doubled in their numbers, and the abundance of honey was 40% to the other hives. What we noticed in the non-pure wave cells is they were disorganized, and they weren't working together as well, and the honey production was 40% less. And this
5G.
is hives that are only 12 feet apart from each other.
Only 12 feet apart.
Now, get this. This gets better. Then I go to the commercial beekeeper. This is 60 hives now. 2 separate yards where 26 hives are 5 kilometers apart in a whole yard. And then we have 30 hives in another yard. Here's the comments back, right? This yard was in an alfalfa field and had canola, so there was no shortage of food sources for them to be able to feed on. I got stung a lot in this yard, and there was a production of 30% less honey. Over in the 5 kilometers away in the yard with 30 hives that all had the pure wave cell, compared to the other yard, this has limited food sources and no canola, very limited alfalfa. Worked the yard without a veil or a suit and never got stung once. Very pleased with the number of bees, especially since every hive almost doubled. Wow. Okay, that was in that commercial. Next one, over with Larry Starkey. In the spring, dealt with the pure wave cells. All hives split. Had to control them to get my honey production up. Very pleased, super healthy hives. The non-healthy hives, one split out of my 6 hives. The others are doing reasonably, and one is doing very weak. So this is right out of 3 different beekeepers that we are just doing it. So that's right out of the horse's mouth for you, right from the field.
And understand something. You maybe don't know Dr. Magna Havas, but she's one of the top people in energy medicine, EMF, okay, in the world. And she does a lot of the studies for you, doesn't she, Brent?
And all of that is going to her along with 5 other beekeepers. And then by the spring, we'll have for you all a complete confirmation of all of this and what the difference. So there'll be no question as to what this is doing out there, right? So that is something that we've been really, really focused on, so that when we say we're for the bees and saving the bees and protect, this is right. Nobody does this. Nobody goes right into the hives and specifically does this. But then back for you, I wanted to give your people a little bit more information. So what we have found is that there's no other device that we know of that generates both a magnetic field and an electrical field without the use of an external or internal power source. So that is textbook quantum field generator, right? So you're getting that. That has 48,000 Gauss strength in that cell that Daryl's showing you.
Brent, do you have the filter that you can put up against the magnet? I don't have ours. Do we, Lori? Do we have it here?
Do I have what?
You know, the screen to put against the magnet. Really? Well, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, if Lori does it, I want you to show it, because this will blow your mind.
Yeah, let me know if you don't, because I'll go out and get that and set that up for you, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, what I want to finish off here, so that, because then we can simplify this. So what we're finding, and what the scientists are baffled, they're really just baffled by it. It's the sacred geometry flower of life pattern that is causing this quantum effect.
Okay, the Fibonacci, right?
Yes, and it is also referred to as the divine blueprint, right? And this This is what makes those magnets that are so specific go into those fields that are doing what we're getting these results from.
Can I say something? So you guys know what the flower of life looks like, right? Okay, well, that's the pattern that he put the magnets in when he built this. But wait till you see what it gives off. It doesn't give the flower of life. And this pattern, when we had one of our therapists go through, and she was going to take a flight, and it went through the x-ray, this pattern, which I'm going to show you, see, this is a filter. Look, there's nothing on it. Now watch when I put this up against the filter. Look at this. Now that came up on the x-ray. Okay, and they shut the whole thing down. They didn't know what to do with this.
Wow.
Okay, so that is the energy field. So that is spinning. Okay, just like your mitochondria that make ATP. Remember, everything is frequency on this planet. Okay, so watch, see? Now, this is not the flower of life. This is the energy that the flower of life gives off that is healing the bees and you and doing all of this great work. Okay. Pass it around if you want.
Yeah. And then letting everybody know then when the honey that comes out of those hives that we're talking about, and then we go to a higher generating frequency machine that is the mother of that, and then we treat that honey. That's why it's the highest grade energy honey that you'll ever put in your mouth.
Yeah, this is the highest grade, highest frequency honey, and this has been tested. Now, can you tell them how you make the honey? Because it's not good enough just to say it.
Right. Now, are the same people tomorrow going to see the videos?
The same people tomorrow. Well, if these...
Can you hear me, Derek?
Well, if these people actually watch tomorrow, we'll be on Facebook and Instagram. So if they watch, then they'll see it. If they don't watch, they won't see it. Okay? But we'll have the but understand, everybody, the videos are all up in the bee guide in my library at docofdetoxlibrary.com. And what I'm going to do is, I might get in a little bit of trouble with Lori, but if you guys want, anybody that's watching here, if they call my office tomorrow, tell them that I said that everybody can get 10% off on the honey and 10% off on the magnets, okay? If people are interested. Go ahead, Brent.
Right. Well, this will really clarify, as you say, what we do with the honey. So once we extract it from the hives, and these are the hives that we're working with, so that honey comes from there. Then what we do is we treat it with a high-end generator that has that same frequency and pattern, only a higher elevate because it spins at high speeds, and you can see that through the visual.
Yeah, but how many of the magnets make up this generator?
310.
Wow.
So 310 of these are spinning like they're spinning. Okay, so think about that.
Yeah, Gerald, they're spinning at 6,000. They're spinning at 6,000 RPM.
Okay, so let's hope that none of them fly off.
And then we infuse that honey with that frequency, so that's what you're getting, and we can show you that visual through videos and actually what we do, right? So, and this is important because then that's infused into the honey and it entrains in there, and that's what you get in your body, as well as this wonderful the honey's coming directly from those hives. Those bees are the healthiest and happiest bees that you'll ever want to come across.
So just remember, tomorrow we'll be on at, what time are we on tomorrow?
I think it's 4, isn't it? 2:45 or 4 or something?
4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Okay.
4 o'clock.
So we'll be on Instagram. We'll be on Instagram and Facebook, and it'll be set. And I don't know. I think they probably might have it on YouTube too, because I think we can have you on YouTube. You're not a bad guy. Okay. and
okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
So just know this. That's why this thing works so beautifully. You know, when Lori and I go out to eat at a restaurant, our plate of food goes on our magnets. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's the best place too.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. And when you're traveling, and please don't take this wrong, but you know how people go, oh, it's so difficult to eat right. You know, I've been traveling now for 9 months. I don't even have a home anymore. I got 8 more months of traveling, and then we'll settle down. We'll probably live in St. Cloud, Florida, because that's where Doc of Detox will be. And I also have a clinic and a studio in Zihuatanejo, Mexico. And then we'll also have a fulfillment and a training center in Texas. And we also have a fulfillment and a clinic in Canada. And then I'm done. I'm like done. I'm over it. But I've got people looking after the other ones. I'll be bouncing back and forth from Mexico to St. Cloud, because that'll be what. And when we open up these clinics, just know this. We're looking at quantity, okay? At quality, not quantity. And that's the reality. We are going to be taking people in that only want it all. They can always go to any of my other therapists, okay? Because I have to have people that are highly in love with themselves and saying, I deserve it all. I'm not going to personally do health work anymore unless somebody's buying into all of my BS. And they want to have it because they want to come and learn it so that they don't even have to call me again, so that they can they can go out there and become their own practitioner and help their families. That's the only thing I'm interested in, because what happens is, I'm going to give it right back to you, Brent, is, you know, we could go and talk to the masses and it'll all just fall off the cliff because I can't come up against the marketing that's out there. Go ahead, Brent.
Okay, so what I want to do is I want to start for everybody and yourself just producing more and more from the field, and more studies and videos that are showing, you know, what the animals are doing, what we're doing with food, and what it will mean for your people and for all of us, so that we can get this job and then get back to the mission of starting to get this food sources coming back. And you and I have been talking about this, right, Daryl?
Yes, sir.
About whole food source and chain. And this is where we can really make a difference. And as you started out saying, we don't need to put up with what they say that the world is ending. We're just getting started.
We're only getting
the more we
started.
go down this path,
When you finally wake up that they're full of shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse my expression, but okay. All right.
And the thing you watch is called Television.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's named Television, because it tells you the lies they want you to learn.
Yeah.
And guess what? And then I'm going to say this, no matter where you go or what you do, love your family and friends. They're not following you. That don't follow you. And mind your own business. Mind your own business. Okay?
Peace.
Go ahead,
well,
Brent.
hey, I've actually, if I got time, Daryl, and you let me know if I do. Do I have a couple of minutes?
Oh, you have 20 more minutes. Go ahead.
Well, I'd like to tell everybody, I also, and Daryl can take you and show you this, I built a geodesic sphere on my property that was designed, when I was doing all this testing, it was designed to block out all, you know, bad EMFs, radio waves, microwaves, and it was completely built using all the geometric shapes of the 5 platonic solids, and you can visually see it if you go to our site, or Daryl can direct you there. What happened?
Yeah, if you go to guys, one second. If you go right to our library, you'll see the guide. We got all the videos in there. If you go to the Pure Wave Magnet on our website, go to Doc of Detox Store. You can click into that, or you can click in Honey That Heals. Okay, it's all on our website. All the information.
No, excellent. So, but this goes back to what you were saying. Because I was in the non-marketing, non-business mode, I was in the research mode, I had a lot of time to myself. So all the distractions were gone. What this world really is a bunch of distractions. So when I went into this building or this environment, this dome, all the distractions were gone. And I found that after a month or two, I could go in there with an intention, right? And I could it's called put your whole attention to your intention. But I go in with one intention, I'm looking for something. And when I get in there, because I had no distractions, and we all have this, a shiver would go right up my spine. And that was like a phone call out to the universal intelligence.
That's
right?
called your
And
kundalini. That's called your
Yes,
kundalini.
and
And it
yes,
comes
yes,
from your
and it
root
came-
chakra. Okay.
Yes. But where I'm putting it back to you is everything you're saying, Daryl, about what's going on. What this is a world that's been designed for distraction, to distract you from who you are. And who you are is able to go and tap directly in to the source. And when you do, it comes to you in days. People, places, circumstances will come to you, giving you exactly what you're looking for, but you must be very specific on what that intent is. So you get an intent. If you ask people what one intent, it's very hard for them, very, very hard for them to tell you, right? So when you drill down and get quiet and you can do that, you all have that ability. You all have it.
There is genius in all of you. When you, okay, and guess what? So do you know what Brent did? He minded his own business. You minded your own business.
That's right. And I decided to be amazing.
Yes, that's right.
That was good.
So anyways, you can go to and you can see Honey That Heals on my website. You can see the Pure Wave Magnet on my website. Please go to the library and go in there and look at the bee guide. Okay, and we're going to continually adding Brent's research, everything, and they're doing so much research that nobody's going to be able to go, you don't know what you're talking about, okay? And at the break here, we're going to take a 15-minute break before we start again. When we come back, we're going to start talking about how to create the perfect day, okay? Brent, what would you like to leave everybody with? Oh, but just know we're on tomorrow at 4 o'clock, right, Brent? Eastern Standard Time?
You betcha.
We're going to be showing
You betcha.
videos and studies and really showing you. Listen, you know what people say to me? Stop giving people false hope. That's what everybody says.
Terrible.
Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, that's it. That's what they always say to me. It's up on my site all the time. Stop giving people false hope. I'm not sure, what we need to move forward with our courage. And we need to know that which created the universe has never done anything except love us. Brent, what would you like to leave everybody with? Brent?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, what would you like to leave everybody with?
Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you loud and clear
I
now.
would like to say the only false thing there is that there is no hope. That's the only false thing there is that there's false and a belief in it. Every one of you sitting there has the ability to do and focus as to what we're all doing. All you have to do is get the fear out and decide you're going straight into it. And there's actually high-end studies that say that when there's high anxiety like we have today and it's coming at you, the result is the people of the highest caliber, they go straight into the storm. Because there is no fear. There's no running. It's straight in, right? That's the way out. Is straight in. That's what I like to leave you with.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And now we know that we can do it on WhatsApp next time, right?
Yeah, I prefer it if they get a bigger screen, whatever. But we'll talk about what we can get set up for tomorrow.
Oh, no. Tomorrow, it's all done by Drake. It's professionally done. This is just Daryl's Inky Dinky.
Beautiful.
This is just Daryl's Inky Dinky Schnitzel House.
Yeah, because I'd like to see you all. I can hardly see you, and I can't.
Okay,
hear as
fine.
well.
Okay, here. Go on.
Wave at him. See all these people. Woo!
You see them?
Yeah, now I see them.
Okay, all right.
That's what I want to do. Yeah. Beautiful.
Does anybody have any questions for Brent?
As we say.
Just one question that happened to me. The only reason I want to ask is I consumed the honey a little later in the evening, like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and that night I was a cleaning machine. I was like going ham.
Take it in the morning.
Yeah.
Just know the vibration on that honey is higher than almost anything else that you can eat as food.
Yes.
So it's not, it's pure energy.
It was. And I actually dipped pecans in it. It's amazing.
Ooh, that would be good.
You dip pecans into it. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Sounds good. Good idea.
So go ahead. Go ahead.
How about the royal jelly? Does he infuse the royal jelly at all, or is it just the honey itself?
Do you infuse royal jelly or just do the honey? Brent?
Just the honey. It's just pure. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah,
It's just
we can.
pure. It's pure honey, unpasteurized, unheated. It's just raw, pure honey that you're getting there.
Raw, pure honey. That's
If
it.
If it was royal jelly, that'd be a separate thing. But this is what you're getting there is just pure honey. Yeah.
Anybody else got a question?
Would you just take like a teaspoon in the morning and that'd be about?
Well, you know what? There's no limit to it, but Brent, what do you find the best dosage of that is? Because you know you are taking a high vibrational medicinal. Brent, can you hear us?
I can now.
He was saying what dosage would be the best
Yeah.
for someone daily. I'm not going to tell you how much I take, but Brent,
Yes.
he wants to know how much would you take in a day?
Well, yeah. For me, I have about I have one like teaspoon in the morning, and I have a teaspoon in the afternoon. I don't take it at night before bed, but I have it. I take 2 teaspoons a day and put that in me before I eat, because I want those enzymes. So that's how much I take. But other people have told me, you know, they go through a lot more than that, right? And you know, and then people are doing funny things. They're using it on their skin, and they're doing all kinds of other things with it as well. But I would say, you know, if you're getting a couple of good teaspoons a day, you're doing well, you know?
Yeah. Like I said, if you guys call in, whether you're online here or here, you can call in and well, I have the honey here and the magnets here for people if they want them, but the people that aren't, they can call in and just tell them that Dr. Wolf said 10% off for tomorrow. It's just till tomorrow,
We
though.
have another question.
Yeah.
Is that the only size it comes in, the one you have?
Yes. Oh, that jar is the only size.
And is it tubalo honey, or is it like according to beekeepers, there's harvesting at different times of the year for the honey. So there's a time that's called tubalo honey.
She wants to know if it's tubalo honey because beekeepers say there's certain times you should harvest. Brent?
Sorry, say that again, Daryl?
She said, is it tubalo honey? Because she said beekeepers say there's certain times that you should harvest the honey.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure that I would know exactly how to answer the 2 below, but we harvest all this honey is all harvested here because most of this is coming from the Grey Highlands. It's all harvested before the middle of October, right? And what they do is, I wouldn't say that they pick different temperatures because they're going out there and they're getting, in particular right now, they're harvesting most of it here. But where they keep it in a certain temperature range of roughly about.
Can I get the magnet?
10 to 12 degrees Celsius here. But we're harvesting it here, and it all comes from the Grey Highlands that you're getting here.
Lori, would
That's
you grab
one
the
thing I want
magnet,
to tell you.
please?
It's coming.
Okay.
Sorry, Daryl, can you hear me still?
Yeah, keep going. My apologies.
Yeah, because what I wanted you to know, and everybody that's with you, is that comes from the Grey Highlands. It's also on our video. That has no infrastructure for over 200 miles. It's forest, streams. There's nothing interfering other than mild microwaves and different stuff because it's all in farm and forest country, right? So
Right.
That's the other thing is that's where the honey comes from, right? So, and you'll see, we'll talk more about that tomorrow.
All right, so we're back on tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Brent, thank you so much and have a beautiful day.
Okay, you too, everybody enjoy.
Had some good stuff.
All right, so what do you think?
Amazing.
Okay, so the bottom line before we break for a break here, we'll take a 15-minute break. You guys can test the honey out. And then we'll come back and we'll start talking about creating a perfect day from the moment you rise till you close your eyes. Is this. No more reaction. Let's see. You know the things that bother you? The family members, the friends, the systems. No more reacting. Hand on heart, slight smile, connect to your breath. I guarantee if you breathe in and out, 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, with a slight smile, and you do it 3 times, you're not going to have to clean up a mess anymore. And the mess will be you on fire. And when you retell a story long enough and strong enough, you become that story. And understand something, everybody with every disease or their financials or their health has all been from your story. You have the money you have because of the story you tell. And the story you tell is on a subconscious, unconscious level. So I'm not telling you you're stupid, you're dumb. I'm telling you the stories are stupid and dumb. And they're hard to access in the subconscious mind. Nobody's stupid here. You need to get that. I know it. I used to think people were stupid. They're not stupid. They've been stupefied. Let me tell you something. That's all. You all have genius, and you're going to have to work on it. If you don't like me or don't like my courses, you need to find someone who's going to help you crack the coconut from the inside out, where you can open up your personality and take a look at all the prominent, dominant beliefs and take the ones that no longer serve you, and you have to work on that. You're going to be, you know what? You can either sit there and struggle, or you can struggle to become something else. And if you don't want to change your personality, you're not going to change your reality. And when you change your personality, it's going to piss off your closest people in your life because it makes them uncomfortable. Let me tell you something. If you were married to someone and they became an alcoholic, you would be very uncomfortable. If you were married to someone and they totally said, I'm going to learn how to love and care for myself, that would make you just as pissed off as if they became an alcoholic, and you wouldn't even know it, because guess what? The subconscious is built that anything that looks foreign or different must be stopped, because your subconscious only has one job, to protect you. And it says, listen, you're not dead. I know that you're sick. I know that you're suffering, but this, I've never seen this before. We can't go down and go into something I've never seen. So that's where your courage comes. And you need to, when you're conscious enough and in the present moment, you write it down and go, this scares me, but it excites me like crazy. And then you write it down and you put it in your car, your bedroom, your bathroom. You put it on the fridge. You put it in the fridge. And you read it over and over again, and you understand that your subconscious is going to try to stop you from becoming more, because it wants you to stay where you are. It's scared about the future. It would rather have you grumble about the past because it can hold you here and say, at least you're not dead. You just feel like you want to be. You think about that. You think about that. Think about the last time that somebody wanted to change. You wouldn't let them, would you? You wouldn't let them. You think about this. We will not allow a child to have a different thought if it's ours. It's our child. A child is not allowed to have a different thought in school. A child is not allowed to challenge their parents. What a bunch of dumbasses. That's a really dumb belief. Every child should be allowed to challenge their parents, and every human being should be allowed to challenge every system out there. And understand something, there are no broken systems. The medical system is broken. No, it's not. It's doing exactly what it should do. It's selling drugs, chemo, radiation, and doing surgery on people that are doing drugs. The government is exactly not broken. It's never been anything but the government governing. I don't spend my time with that. I don't spend my time with that. The medical system is the greatest thing for emergency care. And understand something. If you want to become emergency, then use them. I don't need a blood test. I don't need someone to stick their finger up my butt. I don't need a camera in me. I don't need anybody to inject anything. I don't need anybody to inject or take my blood and test it. I know I'm doing good. I'm doing great. How do you feel? How do you look?
Yes.
Great.
Well, I don't know. We tested your blood, Dr. Wolf, and it looks like you're dying. Yeah, well, guess what? I'm only getting started. Because guess what? How many people here know that when you test anything, especially blood, you have to test it under natural light? They test it under blue light. So all their readings have always been wrong. You didn't know that, did you? I could tell you a lot of other things, but then we'd get kicked off of these platforms. So let's just go have a break, okay? And we'll have some honey. Okay, sweetie? We'll be back in about 20 minutes. God bless.